So let's talk about Grand Theft Auto 6 price debate, because this is one of those topics that instantly grabs the entire gaming internet by the throat. So at the IACon conference, Take-Two CEO Strauss Zelnick was asked about the huge question everybody keeps asking: how much is Grand Theft Auto 6 actually going to cost? He did not confirm a number, but he clearly pushed the conversation towards value, saying that the consumer pay for the value you bring them and that the price has to feel reasonable for the experience. He also said that the company's goal is to make Grand Theft Auto 6 the most spectacular piece of an entertainment on Earth, and even in history. And he admitted that it's terrifying how success will even be measured for a game this massive. Now, and honestly, this is why a whole pricing discussion has gotten so heated. A lot of people are looking at the industry right now and wondering if Grand Theft Auto 6 will be the game that finally breaks the usual price ceiling. That kind of conversation got even louder after Matthew Ball's big presentation, where the idea of Grand Theft Auto 6 being priced at $80 or even $100 started making the rounds online. Once a number enters the conversation, people do what gamers always do. They panic, debate, and then start trying to figure out whether this is a start of the new standard or just one company testing the waters. And the reason people are so nervous is because we have already seen little cracks in the wall. Nintendo officially priced Mario Kart World at $80, while the Nintendo Switch 2 plus Mario Kart World bundles at $500. That made a lot of people feel like the industry was quietly itching towards a new normal. Then Xbox added even more fuel to the fire when the Outer Worlds 2 was briefly listed at $80 before of course it was being adjusted back to $70. So of course when people ask, will Grand Theft Auto 6 be $100, they're not just making a random guess. They are reacting to a market that already feels like it's moving upward. And at the same time, Rockstar is not just any studio. This is a game studio that brought Grand Theft Auto 6 into a monster that has sold over 215 million copies, and also Red Dead Redemption 2 into another giant that set the bar for open world quality. And this is why Zelnick can sit there and say that the company wants to deliver the incredible value, because Rockstar games have already proved that they can sell in unbelievable numbers for years and years. When a studio like that launches a new game, it does not just release a product, it changes the conversation around the entire industry. That also explains why the release timing matters so much. Rockstar has already confirmed that Grand Theft Auto 6 is now set to launch on November 19th, 2026, after previously moving from May 26, 2026 target. Rockstar's own site still shows the game is coming in November 2026, and Zelnick has also said marketing for Grand Theft Auto 6 will begin soon, which lines up with the feeling that the campaign is about to really kick into gear. He even joked that a lot of people may be calling in sick on November 19th, which is exactly the kind of line that makes the whole internet stop and pay attention. And then there's also trailer speculation, which is its own giant internet sport at its point. Kotaku pointed out that Take-Two announced its fourth quarterly earnings call for end of May, and fans immediately started looking at Rockstar's pattern for making big Grand Theft Auto 6 announcements around earnings date. Trailer 2 came out, I think it was May 6th of 2025, and Take-Two's quarter 4 call followed on May 15th. So people are naturally looking at the calendar again and wondering whether history is about to be repeated itself. That is why a lot of fans think that some kind of Grand Theft Auto 6 update, trailer, or date confirmation could land around this period. What really stood out in Zelnick's comments, though, was the tiny bit of hope he gave for Rockstar's older IP. He said that the company is always looking at its intellectual property broadly, and that if there were anything to announce for a specific game like LA Noire, it would come from Rockstar, not him. He also talked about how the teams are always asking whether they have a group that is passionate about working on a particular idea, which is exactly why fans immediately start dreaming about Bully, LA Noire, Red Dead, or even other Grand Theft Auto style projects. In my case, probably will be Grand Theft Auto 4. That is the kind of a comment that gives people just enough hope to keep the fantasy alive, even if there's nothing official to announce right now. And then that's really heart of this whole thing. Rockstar has become this studio that people compare everything to, but it also takes forever to make games. That is the bit of a trade-off. We get insane quality, but we wait for years and years, even decades. And because of that, every new Rockstar release becomes an event. Even new trailers become a mini holiday, and even tiny comments from Strauss Zelnick turns into a giant industry debate. Whether Grand Theft Auto 6 ends up being $70, $80, or something even crazier, the bigger point is that this game is already shaping how people think about pricing, marketing, release timing, and even what a blockbuster game is supposed to be. But yeah, do let me know down in the comments as well relating to Grand Theft Auto 6 in terms of its price, the other titles from Rockstar games that perhaps that they could be working on, and all over this whole deal, as well as hearing that finally Grand Theft Auto 6 might be starting of its campaign sometime in summer of 2026. So just in a month, maybe they could be starting next week, who knows? And at that, tell me down in the comments, I'd love to hear it. Thank you so much for watching, like and subscribe. I'll see you guys all and have a wonderful day.